Last week we discussed a whole bunch of stuff about validation loops and things like that. We created a menu function that works pretty well, that only accepts numbers, and then we also created another function that would only accept numbers within a range, okay? And we're going to incorporate those into this program today. First of all, I created a new project called Sparty Scores, and of course I renamed the module 1 here to Sparty Scores, and then I added our block on top here that you can do that. Pause and do that in a minute. And then when you're done with that, then I copied this stuff from Blackboard. Okay, this is the menu function that we created last week, and this is the get integer function. Okay, I'll show you where to find those if you go back to Blackboard, and if you go to where to go if you do not know, and if you go to validation loops, okay, validation function, it gets an integer. Okay, this is the first one that we got need. Okay, right there, copy that section right there. And then also we want to have this menu one. Okay, menu system, a little bit larger. Okay, easy to use. I'll show you how to use it. We're going to copy all that stuff right there like that, and you're going to paste that. Okay, below right here, you're going to below your sub. Okay, but make sure that your end module stays all the way down the bottom. Here's my get integer function, okay, and here's my menu function. Start out by working with the menu function, okay. We haven't done a whole lot of that yet, and so what we're going to do is we're going to say we want to take and be able to list, and we want to take and add new items to our scores, okay. And so what we're going to do first of all is create a dim user selection as a integer, because that's going to return a number, okay, like that. And then user selection is equal to our menu function, okay, and what we start out with is a title, okay, and I'm going to say my Sparty score menu, like that, okay. And the next thing we got to put in here, what's the first item, okay? I want that to be add new scores, like that. And then the second item is list all scores, like that, okay. And that's all I got to do. I don't have to put exit in there because the program automatically does that for you, okay? So now if we were to run this program, we'd end up with a pretty little menu just like that. That's all we have to do. And notice if we type in a C or something like that, it says enter 1 to 3, okay? And if I enter a 1, okay, it's done, okay? We want to do something with this number here. We're going to be going to different subs, okay? So let's create some sub. Enter, add, let's call it add, easy, okay, and sub list, and sub exit, okay. Can't call it sub exit, so we're going to call it exit program, like that, okay. I'm going to put capital E again, like that, okay, like that. So now we have places to go, okay. And inside of here, let's just put a console dot right line, something like this, and we'll say add new scores, like that, something like that, okay. Let's do the same thing, copy that, stick that in here so we know what's going on. This is going to be list all scores. This one is going to be exit program, huh? That, okay, and then just as a little prompt in here, just so we can see it, otherwise it's going to be gone in just a second, okay? Let's put a little console, let's put a prompt in here, okay? Console dot write Press enter to continue. Like that. Like that. Okay, and then just do a console.read line. We won't do anything with it, but it'll just sit there and pause for a second, okay, so we can see it. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to stick that after both of these two. Okay, just like that. Beautiful. Now we got someplace to go. Let's send it there, okay? I'm going to say if user selection is equal to a 1, then add, like that. Else, if user selection is equal to a 2, then go to list, okay? Else it's a 3, okay? And then we'll go to exit program like that, okay? Beautiful. Now what we want to do is we want to loop this until the person says exit, okay? So let's see, let's leave this in here, let's put a do right up here, okay? Do, like that, okay? And do, and then what are we going to do? Let's see, after F here, okay? While, excuse me, loop, while user selection is not equal to a 3, because that's what exit is, isn't it? Like that. Okay, now if we go ahead and run it, end up with something like this, okay? If we do a 1, okay, it says add user scores, enter to continue. We gotta do some clear screens. This isn't any good, is it? Okay. Let's take and put a user selection. Let's put a clear screen right here. Console.clear. That. And then also when they come back again, okay, let's do it right at the top here, okay, right here, console.clear. And then we'll see what happens. We don't want our screen to get all boggled up with all kinds of junk, do we? Okay, we'll type in the number 1, boom, like that. Press enter to continue, comes right back to the top of the screen, beautiful, just like that. Okay, we got our menu system all done. We can go down to these things right down here. They do all the stuff that we want to do. Now let's focus in on a structure. We talked about this a little bit this week. A structure, S-T-R-U, structure. This one, call this one score, okay? Because it's going to keep track of one score for us. Okay, then inside of here we're going to dim. First thing is going to be a game date as a string like that, okay? And dim, let's see, opposing team as a string. Okay, and dim our score as integer. And dim their score as integer like that, okay? Beautiful. So now we created it's just like creating a new integer or something like that, but inside this we got all these different fields that we can fill in. Now we got one score. Let's make a whole bunch of scores. We're going to put a whole bunch of scores into this, aren't we? Okay. So we're going to dim scores, okay, plural, and we're going to make this an array of score like that, okay? As score like that, okay? Beautiful. The only thing is now is that we're supposed to put a number in here. Right now it's just a pointer, okay? It doesn't do anything. Let's put a number in there, and I'm going to put a -1 in there. If I put 0 in here, that actually means there's 1 in there, okay? But I don't want any, because I want to make this dynamic from an empty array all the way up to as many scores as I put in it, okay? Beautiful. Now, let's see if we want to add, okay? Well, the thing is, we need that information down here, don't we, okay? We need that information down here, so let's receive it. Let's receive that array, okay? Because we can only get at scores in main, so let's send it down here. by val scores. This is going to be array as score. Right there, okay? And to see when we put stuff in, we want to send it back again. Let's make this, rather than a sub, let's make this a function like that, okay? And we're going to return a score array. So we have to put our parentheses behind it like that. We're going to send back a score array, okay? And now it says I got a problem here because requires all functions and as, pardon me, my bad. Like that, okay? And of course, then we have an error. We have to return that scores, just like that, okay? And so now we have the ability to go down here, send it down, and bring it back up again. Well, now we have an error up here because it says, oh, we got to send something. Let's send it scores, just like that. No errors, beautiful, okay? Okay, let's take and add the ability to put some scores in here, okay? So let's give the user some prompts, okay? Console dot write, okay? Type typ type. What's the date? Game date. Like that, and then let's see, scores. Oh, we have to create a new score, don't we? Yeah, we don't have any scores now. Scores, let's resize it, okay? We can do that by doing a array dot resize, okay? What do we want to resize? We want to resize scores, our array of scores. And how big do we want to make it? Let's make it scores dot length plus 1, okay? So say whatever size it is, just make it 1 bigger, okay? And now we can put a score in there because we've got a space for it, okay? Scores. Which one, okay? Let's say scores dot length, okay? Minus 1, okay? We can say the length, okay? If the length is 1, then we don't want to put it in 1, we want to put it in 0, don't we, okay? Because indices start with 0 in arrays, okay? So we want to take and put it in minus 1 of that. And now we can say dot, look at this. There's our game date right there, okay? Is equal to console dot read line like that, okay? Beautiful. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to do this for the game date, opposing team's name, our score, and their score. So just copy it in there a few times. We're going to type in the opposing team like that. And we're going to type in our score. And we're going to type in their score. Like that. Okay, and of course this isn't going to be, we have to make sure we get this all right now. Opposing, okay, it's not that. Opposing team is not opposing team, it's, well, yeah, opposing team right there, okay? And this is going to be our score, so this is going to be our score. And this is going to be not game date, but their score right there, okay? Beautiful. Oh, we got a trouble here because this says, well, this has got to be an integer. Well, we got a function for that, don't we? We got a function for that, so let's use that, get integer, okay? Get integer. Okay, what's the first thing we do? What's the prompt, okay? Let's just copy our prompt from up here. That's our prompt right there. Comma, okay? And the minimum, okay, the minimum's got to be 1. And the max is really silly, but we'll just put in 1,000, okay? And that way we won't have to worry about that, just like that. Beautiful. Same thing for this one down here. We don't want to use this anymore. We want to use that get integer. Integer. And what's our prompt? Right up here, type their score. comma, into a 1, comma, 1000 again. Like that, okay? Beautiful, now we don't have to worry about them typing in a letter, okay? Now we've got a couple extra lines in here. We don't really need this anymore, do we? Otherwise it's actually gonna print it out twice. Let's get rid of that line, and get rid of this line right here. Just like that. Go ahead and run it now, see what happens. Okay, there we go. Let's see, I'm going to take and add a score. Okay. Oh, okay, add. I typed in A, that's silly. Okay, I want to take and I'm going to put in a 1. There we go. Add the date. 1/1/11. And opposing team, I don't care. Our score is, watch this, I'm going to type in a W. You must type in a number from 1 to 1,000. Up, 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 okay. Let's see, I'm going to type in, we got, I don't know, 60, and their score was 58, like that, okay? Gets us right back to here again. I can add another score if I want, or I can list. Well, I don't have anything in there yet, so let's take in, first of all, I want to put in here how many records, okay? Let's do that. We can do that. Let's go back to our menu here, our menu, right there. Let's take and add some stuff to that, okay? Let's put a space in there, and then we're going to put in a left parenthesis. And we're going to say plus, and then how many scores we have? Scores dot length, okay? And we have to put in -1, and don't forget that -1. And we have to put a parenthesis around this to make this work like this. Okay, and then dot to string like that, okay? And it's going to say so that many, and then we'll put another closing parenthesis behind it, plus, quotation mark, closing parenthesis like this. Okay, it should all work, okay? Let me pinch this over a little bit so we can see it. Like that, okay? So now we should be able to see how many entries we got in there. Oh, I got a -1, that's not right. Evidently, I don't need a -1 on here. Like that. Okay, 0, I got 0 people in there, okay? There we go. And now type in a selection, let's take and add one. Don't worry about this, junk. Type in a couple numbers here, a couple numbers there. There, now I didn't work very good, did it? What did I do wrong? I'm going to pause for a second here. I know it is right here. I never received it back again here. Scores right here. Scores is equal to, there we go. There, that didn't take long to figure that out. Okay, now we'll quick add one. Okay, we're going to add one. Put in junk. Type in a couple numbers, There we go, now we got one. Let's add another one. Type in junk. A couple numbers. Now we got 2, so we can actually see how many items we got in there. Beautiful. Okay, so now we got the ability to add. Okay, now let's take in list, okay? How do we list, okay? Let's see, we're going to leave this in here this time. We need to have scores down here, so let's go ahead and receive by val scores. Okay, and it's array as a score, like that, okay? Let's jump back up here again where it says list, because we got an error there now. And this we're going to send it to scores right there, like that. Okay, now we don't have any errors there. And now we have scores down here. We're going to do something with it, okay? Let's create a loop for x as integer equal to 0 to our array scores dot length, okay, dot length -1, okay, just like that. Now we can actually print out all this stuff, okay, and let's say something like console dot right. Okay, just use just the right, and this put in the, what's the first one? The date. Okay, the date. Scores. Which one? We're going to start with X. Okay, X is going to loop. It's going to jump through all the scores. Okay, and then we're going to take in scores dot and then the date. Okay, game date. Okay, like that. That will print that out. And then let's just make a list of these for the way we're going to print out. Okay, and the second one is, I'm going to copy this first part here like this. See some keystrokes. Okay, I want to see the date, and then I want to say the dot, and I want to say the opposing team, comma, and I want to see our score, dot to string, comma, and then dot their score like that, dot to string like that. Okay, beautiful, just like that. And tell you what, let's make this a right line. I got rid of that, but let's make that a right line. We'll see what happens now. Okay, we have to first of all type in some garbage. Okay, we can do that. Add one. Let's put in two things. Okay, once again, just type in junk. Okay, here's, it's got to be numbers. Okay, and then let's add another one. Type in junk, type in junk, type in number like that, and then we're going to say 2 for list. Okay, there we go. How come we didn't get anything else in there? I don't know. We'll fix that. But anyway, you can see we got 2 items going in there. Okay, we got a good start on this. Let's take in, we can add, we talked about this already where we format these columns in here, okay? So let's take and due to that, we have taken a, put in a column descriptor, and that's a curly brace in the first item, comma, the first item is going to have 15 rows like that, and like that, 15 columns, I mean. And then the second one, number 1, comma, just make that 15 also, like that. And then the third one, be number 2, comma, just make them all 15 column rows like that. Okay, and then we're going to make one more for the first, we're going to make it 3, but it's actually the 4th, isn't it? And make that 15 like that, okay? And then a colon, yep, and like that, and then a comma like that. Okay, let's go ahead and run it now and see what happens. Wait a minute, let me peek at the code here. Okay, type in some numbers. Let's see, add a date. Once again, we'll just put in junk. A couple numbers. Let's type in 1 again to add one more. Junk. A couple numbers. And now this list, 2. There we go. There's all our information right there, okay? We should probably make some column descriptors, okay, for that. Let's go ahead and do that. And we can do that just by kind of copying this line here up to here. Do that, use that. Gotta put it outside of our loop because otherwise it'll do it each time. We don't want to do that. Okay, and here we're going to type in, this is going to be the date. And this is going to be the opposing team. And this is going to be the our score. And their score. Like that. One more time, just make sure everything's cool. Okay, let's add. Junk. 2 letter numbers, 2 numbers. And add again, junk, more numbers, And now let's do a list. There we go, something like that. This doesn't look too right, does it? No. Just taking right hand justify that, okay? See how that works. Once again, the right hand or left hand justify, we want to take and put a minus in front of these, don't we? Beautiful. I think that'll do.